Welcome back, student. Today we read the second chapter of Environmental Studies, Part 2. The name of chapter is Work of the Saints. The tradition of a sant that began in the Maharashtra with Sri Chakradhar, Sant Namdev, Sant Jnaneshwar, Sant Chokhamela was continued by Sant coming from various strata of the society. In this group of sons are included Sant Goroba, Sant Sauta, Sant Narhari, Sant Eknath, Sant Sheikh Muhammad, Sant Tukaram, Sant Niloba, etc. Similarly, Sant Janabai, Sant Soirabai, Sant Nirmalabai, Sant Muktabai, Sant Kanhopatra, and Sant Bahinabai Shivurkar are also included. They taught people various virtues like compassion, non-violence, charity, service, equality, and brotherhood. No one is inferior, no one is superior. All are equal. Such was the sentiment that was created by sons in the mind of the people, in minds of the people. Similarly, Samarth Ramdas also rendered his work in Maharashtra. Sri Chakradhar Swami. Sri Chakradhar Swami was originally a prince of Gujarat. He became an ascetic, came over to Maharashtra. He moved all over the Maharashtra preaching equality. He did not believe in any discrimination based on gender or caste. So several men and women became his followers. The sect he established is known as the Mahanubhav sect. Memorable incidents from his life have been compiled in a book titled Leela Charitra. Sant Namdev. Sant Namdev was a great devotee of a Vitthal. He believed in the village Narasi. He composed numerous songs in praise of God, performed page number 4 kirtans, that is songs and stories based on a religious theme everywhere, and brought about general awakening among the people. He moved all over Maharashtra to spread Bhagavat Dharma and taught the people deep devotion to God. He instilled in them the desire to protect their religion. Sant Namdev later traveled all over India spreading the message of humanity. He traveled to Punjab and spread the message of equality among the people there. He composed songs in Hindi. Even today, some of his verses are included in Guru Granth Sahib, the holy book of Sikhs. His songs are still sung all over Maharashtra with great love and devotion. Sant Jnaneshwar. Sant Jnaneshwar's family belonged to the Apegaon. Nivruttinath and Sopandev were his brothers. Muktabai was his sister. Bigoted men of the time used to look down upon these children because they were the offspring of the sannyasi. It happened like this. Their father took sannyas and retired from the worldly life. As the sannyasi, he left home, but later on, obeying the order of his guru, he returned home and started living with his wife. Their four children were born afterwards. The narrow minded religious leaders did not think it right that a sannyasi should have a children. People persecuted these children and banished them from their community. Once Jnaneshwar went round the town begging for alms, but no one would give him any alms. He had to listen to abusive language instead. Young Jnaneshwar was deeply pained by this incident. He entered his hut and locked the door from inside to grieve over his lot. Muktabai came and knocked at the door. She said, "Open the door, Jnaneshwar. How can we remain drowned in our own sorrow? Who will then look to the welfare of the world?" These words of his sister gave new hope to the Jnaneshwar. He forgot his personal sorrow and started his work. Everywhere the poor and the backward people were being oppressed in the name of the religion. Jnaneshwar went among the people and taught them to have faith in God, give equal treatment to all, help those in trouble and allay their misery. This was the gist of his advice to the people. Jnaneshwar's words are heard in every nook and corner of Maharashtra for the last 700 years. In those days, all the religious teaching was confined to Sanskrit books. The language of ordinary people in everyday use was Marathi. Jnaneshwar wrote his outstanding book Jnaneshwari in Marathi. He thus opened wide for his page number 5 people the doors of knowledge, where he preached the ideal of a brotherhood among all men. At a very early age, at Alandi near Pune, Jnaneshwar took a samadhi, that is, put himself in a trance from which he never came out. Even today, on the 11th day of Ashad and Kartik, lakhs of pilgrims go to the Alandi Pandhari with devotion. Sant Eknath. Sant Eknath carried on the work started by Sant Namdev and Sant Jnaneshwar. He lived in a Paitan. He preached that the way to reach God was through devotion, Bhakti Marg. He wrote numerous religious songs, abhangas, opis, and bharudas. His advice to the people was not to accept any distinction of high and low. He made friends with the poor and the downtrodden and taught them devotion to God. His love extended even to the dumb animals. He exhorted the people to love all living beings and practiced what he preached. One day he was going to the river Godavari for a bath. It was noon and very hot. The sand bed along the riverside was very hot too. He heard the crying of a poor child sitting on the hot sand. Eknath looked around and saw the child. He rushed to him and looked around for the child's parent. He picked up the children in his arms, wiped his tears, and reached him home. In this way, by his personal example, Eknath impressed the message of love and equality on the minds of the people. Sant Tukaram. Two great sons, Tukaram and Ramdas, lived in Shivaji's time. Tukaram came from Dehu near Pune. He owned a farm and also a grocery shop. His forefathers used to lend money to the needy people. But, page number 6, Tukaram drowned in the river Indrayani all the records of a loan papers he had, thus giving relief to many. He would go to the neighboring hill and sing songs in the praise of a god Vitthal. On the 11th day, Ekadashi of the month of Ashad and Kartik, he would go to Pandharpur. He wrote devotional songs, abhangas, and performed the kirtans. Thousands flocked to listen to him. Shivaji Maharaj also attended his kirtans. Sant Tukaram preached to the people about the virtues of the pity, forgiveness, and peace of mind. He also gave them the message of equality. He alone is a sant, and God dwells with him who calls the weak and the downtrodden as his own. He impressed his truth on the minds of people. He made them think. People accepted him as a great religious leader and showered their praise on them. Even today, all over Maharashtra, we hear people proclaiming Gyanba Tukaram, the names of the two great sons. Sant Jnaneshwar is called Gyanba also. Even today, Tukaram Gatha is read in every household. Samarth Ramdas. At the same time, the hills and the valleys of Maharashtra were filled with the echoes of the Jai Jai Raghuvir Samartha. Glory to be the great Rama, and invocation constantly on the lips of the great Sant Ramdas. Ramdas was born at the Jamb on the banks of the Godavari in Marathwada. His birthday falls on the Ram Navami, the day on which the great hero Rama was born. Narayan was his real name, but he preferred to call himself Ramdas, the servant of Rama. Through his great book Das Bodh, he taught men the ways of good life. Through his Manache Shlok, stanzas addressed to the mind, he gave people lessons in good thoughts and good conduct. To popularize the worship of strength, he raised the temples of Hanuman, the god of strength. He exhorted people to be strong and told them of the power that resides in a united people. He taught them to organize themselves and fight against injustice. This gave